Coach Gunny here. Hybrid racing. It's chaotic. Now, most athletes, I've got to say, don't lack fitness. Well, they seem to lose a bit of control in races, and this goes through athletics, all different sports I've coached anyway. Generally, if you come to a race, you haven't been too underdone, you've actually tried. So they actually lose a bit of control. I'll give you an example. Okay, amount of times I've seen people take off too fast in that first kilometre. Ego seems to take over. Worrying about others, not so much themselves. And what they do is they spike, okay, or a bit more like that. I don't want to go necessarily into the physiology, but the different energy systems. I think let's just focus on the practicals. So, what happens when they panic is their breathing seems to shorten. And I've tried to explain before that to all my runners that Usain Bolt, for example, is nice and loose. Any of the top sprinters, nice and loose in the shoulders, so much so that when they run, okay, they're upright, their jaw relaxes so much that it's wobbling about. Have a look. That's a bit of homework for you. Have a look and see what I mean. So when you get tight, of course, this is why I'm so much into posture. When you get tight, your breathing seems to shorten. So, and that goes with any transition in these obstacle races. Now, over time, I've worked with so many athletes, first timers, even people in the world, sort of pro ranks in different sports. For example, rugby league union, etc., AFL in Australia, but also your hybrid racings. HYROX, for example, is the new one. And at every level, what I notice is that, composure. Composure, and I don't always like that word because I don't think the commentators necessarily explain it well enough, but I'll do my best. Composure beats chaos, always. Okay. The composed competitor is built around these simple principles that you'll find. Now, just in case Google Translate and everything doesn't seem to understand my accent so much, I think it could be because I've also had some surgery in areas that affects my speech, but it's the Australian accent too that I'm told is quite broad, so there will always be a transcript. Okay, it won't be exactly like this. The composed competitor built around simple principles. Now, you've got to run with rhythm. I'm huge onto rhythm. Transitioning without redlining. I hear all the time, HYROX, for example, you're redlining. Well, you don't necessarily have to. Control your breathing when under pressure and your pace with some discipline. And I borrow from some good coaches throughout. Percy Cerity, Arthur Lydiard, Peter Coe. Nothing's been done before. Hasn't been done before. Nothing that I actually come up with here is different. So, I'll just go through them again. The school teacher and me. Run with rhythm. Transition without redlining. Control breathing under pressure and pace with discipline. So they're the main principles. And I've got to say, this isn't so much about hype, influencer type of people. It's more about you guys, and I'm using the Australian way of using guys. Sorry if there's American people. Guys meaning everyone. This course isn't about hype, it's about basics and doing them well, especially when you're tired. So whether you're entering your first HYROX, as I say, it's very big and popular at the moment, or refining some margins, a front rower, for example, in rugby league that I'm working with at the moment, he's been told to get fitter, so he's coming to me for technique, working his running. The skill is the same, okay, so whatever level you're at, HYROX or rugby, etc. So pretty much calm, remain calm, and as I always say, run tall.